Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to watch my trades for today. Today is April 30th. So this is my second day back trading on a new account. Started with $500. You can see that we're a little bit below $500 right now. So yesterday was my first day back and I did end up losing about $5 between those trades. And so we're going to continue today and see what happens. So I just bought 20 shares of VNet at $5 and let's see what that was again. I believe $5.80. And I've still got my trade from yesterday for LVG that is still active right now, and that's 10 shares at $3.99 per share that I have those in. So I do have my sell orders in on both of those. LVG is the stock that I pretty much lost my money on yesterday, I think. But the trade is still open, and you can see that we're hoping that it's going to come back up a little bit more to at least reduce the amount of money that we lost on that one particular trade. Now, although we did go down quite a bit on that trade, we're not that far down. We're $1 in the negative currently for that trade from what you can see here. So down there at the bottom of the screen, you can see that I've got a section there that shows what trades we're in, as well as our profit and loss on that particular trade. So actually, this isn't the LVG isn't the trade that I lost the majority of the money on for yesterday. The most of that was lost on a different stock in LVG. I'm only down $1.10 as it sits right now. So that was a lot smaller trade, but I'm still hoping that it's going to go up some more so I can minimize that, but we'll kind of see how it plays out. Now, in this case, being that this is just my second video, I ended up failing on the audio during the recording as I was doing it. So I'm having to narrate this after the fact. So I don't really remember just the whole day of trading. So I'm kind of just seeing it as it goes again here. So it looks like I did just get out of the other trade. I can maybe rewind that back a little bit and see how that happened. Yeah, so currently, as you can see, I'm 80 cents up on VNet. I'm $1 down on LVG. So I've almost balanced it out for what I'm down on with LVG. And I think that probably VNet is going to reach my my limit order to get me out of that trade pretty soon. Going forward in the future videos that I have, yeah, you can see VNet is right under my sell point right there, and boom, that closed out the order. Your order to sell 20 shares has been successful. So we got in and out of that trade. We made our 2% goal on that. So we're done with that trade. Now we're still just in LVG. I'm even looking right now, it looks like I'm looking to buy more shares again. We'll see if I'm able to, because maybe my funds aren't settled. Yep, it lets us in again. So we're back in for 20 more shares on VNet right now. And so I've already put in my sell order. You can see that it's already right there ready to go. So if the stock price goes up to that amount, it's going to automatically take the profit. So there was a pretty quick push up on the price right there. So I went ahead and I increased my take profit level just in case it goes up a little bit higher. That way I can get a little bit more out of the trade and not get pulled out of it prematurely. Now, the problem with that is you're taking a risk, right? Because then if it doesn't go up that high, then I've just essentially prevented myself from taking the profit. So just all I'm looking at the volume chart across the bottom there. That the upward standing bars at the bottom of those charts that show you how much activity is happening, and it still looks like there's pretty good activity. You can see that first bar, the red one on the left, is about double the size of those green bars. So there's less activity going on here than there was in the first 5 minutes of the day, but that's pretty normal. Usually the first 5 minutes of the day is when all the activity happens. There's a couple of reasons for that, is because any orders that were placed the previous day that didn't include extended hours, they're all going to happen. They're going to fulfill right within the first 5 minutes of the day. Usually within the first minute of the day, those all start to fulfill. So that first minute or first 5 minutes of the day usually is the highest activity because it's people trading as well as those automated orders going through that people have set. So here you can see I'm just going to continually nudge that sell price up a little bit higher and higher because it seems like it's still going to keep going up. At this point, this would be the second day that I've traded VNet, and I believe it had a couple of good days before the day of this trade as well. Again, I am narrating after the fact because I failed on the audio for this day, and I believe for tomorrow as well. So I'll have to narrate for that as well. But just if it looks like there's a lot of activity still going on and the price is still going upward, then I'm probably going to keep moving that sell point just to let it go higher and higher before I go ahead and take that profit. Now I'm checking back on LVG. We're still at about negative a dollar, $1.10. There, we'll go back to VNet. See down there at the bottom, the screen that shows you your positions. If you click on one or the other, it'll show you the chart for either one of those as well. Just adjusting my screen there to just have a better visual idea of where the numbers are. At this point, since it looks like I'm in my trades for the day and I'm not looking for any other trades to buy, I'm going to go ahead and time lapse from here until I see something else happen that's worth commenting on. But at this point, like I said, you kind of seen where I'm at. I'm in on a trade from yesterday, LVG, as well as we bought some shares on VNet. We did already buy the shares on VNet and reached a goal and got out of the trade with VNet, and then we bought more shares with VNet. And so this is actually the second trade of VNet today. And that actually is going to lead to me getting a warning here in a little while that we'll talk about when it gets there. So here you can see that I'm really losing my confidence that this stock is going to keep going up above this price that we got in at here, because we're starting to see that the candle is not pushing how it was initially, and it even went red for a brief moment there. But you can see there's still a minute and 5 seconds as of now on that candle, and it's just flat. It's right where we got in at. So at this point, I'm thinking a reversal could happen, and this could start going back down, and I'm considering just getting right out of the trade. And so I'm moving my my sell point. I'm adjusting the amount that I'll take on my limit order to sell the shares, just in hopes to get out of it and take any kind of profit that I can, if I can at all. So we'll see what happens. And the order was fulfilled, so we did get out of that trade. We took a very small profit on that, but a win is a win. And so now we're looking back at LVG, and we're going to see what's going on over here. We're still down $1, a little bit over $1 on that. So now I'm just looking at the other stocks that I have on my watch list, just kind of looking at the charts and seeing if there's any potential for any other trades at this point. It is exactly 9 a.m., which is 10 a.m. Stock market time, but 9 a.m. Central Time for me locally. So trading is just started about 30 minutes ago for where we're at on the video right now. So it's still early enough in the day that I could still potentially find another stock to trade. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking around to see where everything is. I'm looking back at VNet again right now and just still considering it, even though I think there's about to be a reversal from the way the chart looks. So now I'm just looking at the previous day history of this one, SBSW. And I'm wanting to see how it's been performing the previous days, because a lot of times the previous day's action is a good indicator for what's going to happen today. If it's been going down the past few days and there's no recent news that came out today, then it's probably going to go down again today. If it's been going up over the past few days and there's no recent news or any bad news, then it's probably going to go up again today. Generally what I'm looking for is I'm looking for at least 2 days of increase along with good news. If I find good news and it's had 2 good days, it's probably going to have a good day today as well. So just doing some math. And at the time that I'm recording the audio for this now, which is a few days later, actually about a month later, I don't even figure out how many I can buy now. Instead of just using a quantity, I just use the percent, and I just do 100% for quantity. So just whatever I can buy with my account balance, I just use 100% of my account balance to buy whatever I can. What did that sign say? That says the server is not responding. Please try again later is what that sign says. So it didn't let me get in on that trade. So here you can see I'm trying again, adjusting the price, hitting the buy now button again. There's my buy screen. And it looks like that time it did let me place the order. So you can see the order in blue there. So if it passes my, so the order in blue, it means that I've already gotten in on it. So now I'm setting up my sell order. Yep, so we're going to hope for a little bit of an increase there as well. And the way I figure out my 2% is whatever price that I bought the stock in at, I take that number on a calculator and I just use times 1.02, and that gives you how much that price is with a 2% increase. And then I use that number as my sell number, sell price. And once you have the sell order done, you can just grab that box and move it up or down to a new sell price. And I do that a lot. You'll see me do that a lot. So if this thing just starts really going up in price pretty quick, you're going to see me grab that red box and move it up higher to a higher sell price. There we go, 9:09 a.m. You can see that price just jumped up a little bit. Looked like a strong push. The activity down at the bottom, the bars across the bottom that show activity is still pretty good. So I did go ahead and increase my sellout price again. So hopefully that's not a bad move, and we'll see if it continues to move up. So 3 minutes left on this bar, and it's moving up still pretty good. Looks like I'm busting out a calculator and going to do some math. 4,619 times 1.02. I'm finding what 2% is. 471 is 2%. So I'm going to probably move my sell price to 471. Well, I didn't. I only moved it up a little bit because I'm looking at where 471 is, and it just seemed like it may not move that far up. So I only moved it up a little bit. I currently have my limit price, my sell price there at 466. And once again, I am increasing my sell price. And it looks like we're having server issues there. There we go. Pops up. I hit sell. Order modified notice pops up on the bottom left. So essentially at this point, if it looks like the price starts to tank, what I could do is I could just grab that red box for my sell limit order and just yank it down real quick below the current price, and it'll pull me out of the trade. All All right, and you can see that I'm still just continually increasing the sell price. And right now it looks like it's having a really good push up. Looking back at LVG, they're having a good push up now too. I was $1 down on LVG, now I'm just 70 cents down. So overall, I'm in positive for the day. And back looking at SBSW. See, I'm considering lowering the price right there because there is a little bit of red starting to show up there. And a lot of times after a big green bar, it could be followed by a big red bar that levels it back down to the previous price. So I'm kind of arguing with myself about that internally. But then you see I actually just go ahead and increase it a notch because it doesn't look like it started to plummet. Usually whenever you see a green bar followed by a red bar, it happens pretty quick. So in this case, because it didn't start plummeting right after that next bar started, then I assume it may not happen. Now I'm seeing some red orders come through there, and I think, oh crap, maybe it is going to happen, right? And so I start pulling that order back down. I haven't let go of it yet, so I've pulled it down, but I haven't let off of the mouse. The order doesn't take effect until you let off of the mouse or the request to change the order. And so now I let go, but I hit cancel to keep the price where it was because I'm seeing the green coming back. So this is a good spot where you can see me just actually fighting with myself and really wondering if it's going to go up or down from this point. Because although it's been on a good push up, it can always reverse at any time. And usually after a big green bar like that is when you get it, like I said, that's when you're going to get a big red bar and it goes back down to the previous price. So I'm really not sure which way it's going to go at this point, and I don't want to lose that potential profit that I could take right there. So you see I do go ahead and lower the price down to about where the top of that green bar is. So that way if it just gets back to that number, I'll be out of the trade and I'll walk away with my profit. Because at this point, you can see the activity bar at the bottom. It's pretty much almost the same level of activity as the previous bar, but it's not moving very much, right? So for the same level of activity, but the price not moving very much, that's an indicator that there's a lot of indecision in the market. There's just as many people buying the stock as there are selling the stock. Right, so it could just be a reversal. Generally, that's when you see a reversal happen is when there's a lot of activity, but the price isn't moving. That means there's a lot of people buying and a lot of people selling, so it could go either way. So I did go ahead and lower my sellout price right there just to that level, and I'm hoping that it'll just cross that price and get us out of the trade so we could walk away with a little bit of profit there. What I'm doing right there on the right side, I'm not actually about to place a sell order. I'm just messing with the buttons to look at stuff. And I do, because what I'm wondering right here is I'm trying something new, and I'm wondering if I already have a sell order, can I place a stop loss order? And you see I tried to do that and it didn't do anything. Here I am messing with the sell price again. So you can just really see that I'm really fighting with myself at this point as to whether or not that price is going to continue to go up or go down. And you can see when I tried to do that, it just says it's contradictory to what I already have because I've already got a sell order. So I'm probably going to go ahead and set my price back down now. And now I see the plummet happening. So I'm like, oh man, we better go ahead and get out of this and take the money while we have it. If it gets too serious, I'll just cancel the sell order and I'll do a market sell, and I'll sell right where it's at. Get out, get out, get out. That's what's going on in my head right now. Get out, get out. So we go ahead and did a market order to sell. And it looks like it didn't work. So now I'm going to hit the close button down there and get out of the trade that way. So I'm not sure why that sell didn't work right there when we tried to go ahead and sell using our limit order. But as a last ditch effort, or I'm sorry, when I tried to use the market order, but as the last ditch effort, I hit the close button from the positions section. And so now I'm looking to see where I even got out of it at. Field noticed 40 shares at 465. So I did lose some of the profit that I could have had on that. If I would have taken the profit while it was a little bit higher up, I could have made more profit on that, but we still took a profit. So that's good. So again, at this point where we're watching right now, this is my second day back trading. So my video from the previous day was my first day trading, and we ended up losing about $6 or something like that. So we're just trying to get back to 500 at this point. So we haven't lost a whole bunch of money, and anything above 500 will basically be a win. So at this point, we're trying to get back to 500. As it stands right now, we're at 498.44. And I can tell you now, at the time of me recording this audio, I definitely did get back above 500. My current account value right now is, I believe, 560. So we're up about $60. And so you'll be able to see those videos and see the process there. So just really my first 2 days were the only days that I went below 500. Everything since then up to this point that I'm recording this audio, it's all been profit. So you can look forward to those videos. All right, so we're going to look back at LVG. At this point, it's 9:33 a.m. And we're just still hoping to make back some of, we went into the red on this one. And so it looks like it is still increasing gradually. We were down around $1.10 earlier, and right now we're down just 75 cents. And so I am considering, at this point, it looks like I'm considering either getting out of the trade or even buying some more shares at the current price, since it's lower than where I bought my previous shares. That way, at least when it goes up, it'll offset how much I'm in the negative on this trade or on this particular stock. All right, so you can see that here I am going to go ahead and buy some more shares. And that's going to change just the average price that I have for the shares that I have now with the trade. And you can see actually, so this was an experiment for me. And that actually, as soon as I bought it, you can see that the price went down on the chart there. So immediately now I'm even further in the red. And so what ended up happening is that because I bought those other shares, all it did was it changed the average price that I paid. So it takes the price that I bought the previous shares and the price that I bought the shares that I just bought, and it, instead of having two separate trades going on the same stock, it gives me what the average price is between those two prices. So now essentially I've just got more shares, but still at a higher price than what I actually just bought for those shares, because now it's an average of the two purchases. So now that I've got more shares in it, each penny difference in the stock price is going to make a bigger difference on whether I'm red or green. And just to explain that, if I've got one stock and the price changes by a penny, and let's just say that my price changes by a penny, like if the stock price goes up by 1 penny and my profit goes up by 1 penny, then that's one share. Now, if I double that and I've got 2 shares and the stock goes up by 1 penny, my profit goes up by double that. It goes up by 2 pennies. If I have 10 shares and the stock goes up by 1 penny, my profit goes up by 10 pennies. So the higher number of shares that I have, the more it moves my profit or my loss for each penny that the stock changes in price, if that makes sense. So now essentially I've got a higher number of shares of this stock, and so if it goes down by 1 penny, it's going to be a higher, it's going to take my profit down by a higher amount for each penny difference that it changes. So now I've really got to hope that it goes up. So like I said, that was an experiment for me here, because like I said, I've just started back trading. This is day 2. And I was wanting to see if it was going to let me have those in 2 separate orders, or if it was going to do like we saw here and it just puts it all into one order with an average price. And unfortunately, that's the way it worked out. So instead of allowing me to have 2 separate orders with 2 separate profit margins, it just bunches them up together. And so I've got one order essentially with an average price. And so probably what's going to happen is I'm just going to back out of this right where I'm at, and I don't want to lose any more money, because now that I've got more shares in it, like I said, each penny that the stock price changes, it's going to be a bigger swing for me. So I probably don't want to lose any more money on this one, and I'm probably going to pull out of it pretty quick. And here, I'm just hoping it's going to come back up some more. In here, I'm trying another experiment again. I'm trying to see if I set... I'm trying to see if I set a stop loss as a sale, if that works, so I can create a stop loss. So I can create a stop loss for the order that I already have in, but that doesn't work. So then I go ahead and set a sale for the 110 shares that I have. So essentially, you're just seeing me trying to get out of the order now. It gives me this confirmation screen, and I'm out. So at that point, I'm done with my trades. Ended the day at 497.30. And then sadly, right after I get out of the trade, you see it come back up a little bit. So whatever, I'll have to take that loss. But just that stock was just looking too iffy for me, and I didn't want to stay in it. So I'm still looking, because I'm still trying to get back up to 500 so that I'm not down from where I started on yesterday. So I'm looking to see if I buy shares right here, how many can I get at the current price? And my line of reasoning on this is just because I think because of the price that the stock was yesterday, that this stock still could go up, but just the share that I had was not good. And so I did go ahead and buy right back in, and as soon as I placed the order, the price popped up and put me in the trade and then popped right back down. So now here I am in the negative again on this one. So pretty bad move on my part there. But we'll see what happens here, and I'm going to go ahead and create my sell order as well. And all I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to skim a little bit off of this trade to try to get back above 500. And now you see I got that message. Let's look back at that again. Let's pause that here. So this says you have bought 30 shares with unsettled funds. If you liquidate these shares today, a good faith violation will be triggered. If 3 good faith violations triggered in rolling 12 months, unsettled funds will not be allowed to open new positions, while 4 GFVs will result in account restrictions. So that's a pretty strong warning. It means that if I do this more than 3 times in 12 months, I'm not going to be able to use unsettled funds to get into new trades. So essentially, this means that even if I have funds that are unsettled currently, I can still buy more shares if I have the buying power on my account, even if the funds aren't settled, but I can't buy it and sell it that same day if the funds are not settled. And if I do, after 3 times of that, I won't be able to use unsettled funds anymore to buy. And after 4 of them, they'll restrict my account. So I don't want to do that, but I go ahead and decide I'm going to do it for this one time, since I've already done it. But this was a new experience for me, so I was not expecting that, but it is now duly noted. Yep, so here you see me going ahead and reconsidering it and reading through that in more detail to try to, it was my first time ever seeing it, so I'm really trying to just take it in on the details and really understand what it means for me. Okay, so here we can see that a whole bunch of activity just started happening on this stock. So you can see the activity bar on the bottom there is now as high as it's been for the whole day for this stock. And you just saw a whole bunch of price fluctuation happening right there, as well as on the tape right there on the right, the section that says time and sales. We just call that the tape. That's showing orders that are happening, whether it's people buying and selling stocks or whether it's people taking options trades. It kind of just shows you that on the tape. So you saw a whole bunch of activity just happen real quick right there, and then it kind of slowed down, but that was a quick burst of activity. and still kind of happening right now. This is the most activity, like I said, that the stock has had for the whole day, and you can see that by the graphs on the bottom. Those bar charts are showing the level of activity in a day. You can see that this current bar, there's 2 minutes and 16 seconds left on it, and it's at 1.73 million trades for this current bar. All right, so we can see now that the stock price is starting to go back down from where it was. We are in the positive just 61 cents at the current moment, and it's going to fluctuate a bit, but there's going to be a lot of activity that happens here pretty quick within when the next marker starts. There's going to be a lot of activity, and the price is going to start to come down. So at this point, this last trade that I did here, it was only 30 shares because that's all I had buying power for the day because of my unsettled funds and the other trades that I've done. In the videos to come after this video, I don't do multiple trades in a day anymore. I actually was just still doing some testing and experimenting because this would have been my second day back trading after about a 6-month hiatus. And so I've tried a few things like experimental wise to see how the platform works, how Webull itself works and what it does and doesn't let me do. And so that's kind of what's been going on here. But at the same time, I'm trying to get back to just the $500 that I deposited yesterday. So we're currently at $597.91. So we're only a couple of bucks short, $2.09 at this particular moment of the video. So we're just trying to get back to the 500 mark. But in any event, you're about to see that this stock price is about to start plummeting again. And so I pretty much want to be done for the day, and I want to go ahead and get out of the trade. And so you'll see me do that here pretty soon. All right, there you go. You saw a whole bunch of red come through on the tape, and now there's a whole bunch of activity happening on the tape. It happens pretty quick. And then, boom, the stock price starts to go down. You see a lot of buy and a lot of sell. I'm not sure what triggered all of that activity at that moment, but a lot of activity started to happen, and the price is just going down and down. I want to take the little bit of profit that I can because I am, again, still trying to get back up to the $500 mark where I started yesterday. So I'm thinking at this point I'm going to go ahead and just pull out of this trade and take whatever little bit that I can get out of it, even though this was only 30 shares. So the profit that I get from it was really small. At this point, I just want to go ahead and get out and take what I can and run. So there we go. I hit the sell button. Well, I'm about to. There we go. It's going to give me that warning again. I read it earlier, so I understand it now, and I'm just going to go ahead and accept it. So this is the one time that I've done this, and it's the only time that I've done it since as well. So at that point, I'm out of the trades. And I have no active trades left running right now. All right, and so that's where this video is going to end for today. You can see that we ended the day at $4.97.60 for the trade. So we did make back some of the money that we lost yesterday, but we're still a little bit short, but we end up making that back tomorrow. So go ahead and watch that video tomorrow. Again, if you appreciate this content where I'm just actually giving you just actual trading and narrating through what I'm doing, as opposed to a lot of the gurus out there that are giving you vague advice and not really showing you how to do anything, then please hit the like button, leave a comment, and please subscribe. That's the best thing that you can do for me to help my channel. I'm not going to be selling courses, as I always say, or anything like that. So at the very most, the only money that I will make from this channel is through my views, and I may reach out to Webull about getting a link to share. So if there's any new traders who watch my videos and you think this may be a good app for you, then maybe you could use my link and I'll get a small commission out of that as well. At the point of at this particular moment of me recording this, I haven't even looked into getting a link for Webull. So I don't know any of the details about that, but if you guys can, just leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Those three things alone will help my channel tremendously, and maybe I can make a little bit of money for the time that it takes to make these videos. It does take a lot of time. Number one is just the time that it takes just to record, and then after I do that, then I have to go back and edit it. And so if I record an hour-long video, or in this case, today I recorded on this particular day, I recorded for an hour and 53 minutes. And since my audio failed, I had to go back and narrate this after the fact. So I had to watch all hour and 53 minutes of it and narrate it. And then if I miss a point, I have to go back a little bit and start recording again and whatnot. So it ends up taking maybe 3 hours to do the editing for this hour and 53-minute recording, and that's just the narration. And then also for me to do the time lapse, I have to pick the points to start the time lapse and speed it up, and then pick the points for it to end. So just going through that ends up taking another hour. So it does end up taking some of my time. So hopefully just the compensation that I'll get for that is just at least just like, comment, and subscribe, and that's going to help my algorithm so that YouTube will show the videos to more people who might be interested in the same stuff, and hopefully that viewership will at least pay me a little bit for my time that it takes to edit the videos. But I do want to thank you guys for watching this far, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.